Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is BMT coming at you again, and I definitely wanted to get in and do this conversation and just have one with you guys. This is something that I wanted to touch on and probably knock out. It's going to be up to y'all to how y'all feel about this one. Really, because I don't really care. I don't. I kind of just want to break bread into this discussion, mainly for the fact that you know, sometimes it's like you just got to just say your piece and let the bones roll where the bones go. And in saying that, I wanted to attack this one. This is something I wanted to actually go at. People are welcome to come up, you know, but I wanted to get into, uh, I've been at a lot of different panels. I've been at a lot of different subjects, and I was sitting on this panel where as to uh, people were talking about different types of forms of, you know, conglomerating funds and reparations and different other sorts of stuff like that. A lot of people like talking about these kind of things in these spaces and panels. They have these talks. And so I asked the question. I said, well, and then they asked me, well, what about the Jewish community? And I'm like, well, I'm not in the Jewish community. And honestly, if you haven't known or you've been living on the rock, I am a black man. But I said, well, what do you want to do for your community? What are you trying to knock out? What are you trying to bang out? And in saying that, I asked the man, I said, I'll tell you what, um, would you like to donate money towards a homeless woman in a hotel to help her and her child? Now the man was quiet and he started laughing, like he thought it was funny, laughing at a somebody who was homeless staying in a homeless shelter or in a hotel. Hang on. Let the so what we have is a man. There's a man talking about how he's talking about accountability and pretty much on building and power and I guess the good old talk so that what people want to hear. And then when I asked him about, hey, so would you put your money up towards supporting somebody and supporting a woman who's homeless? It was funny. It was funny to him. But this is a man that was talking about accountability and black empowerment and all that other good stuff. And I was like, wait, what was the joke? I just told you about a homeless person. What about a halfway house? Well, that's your community. That's your region. And I was like, okay, so I'll tell you what, I'll take race out of it. Um, I would like to know, are you willing to do something about it? And they went on to a talking point about immigrants and how the immigrants got it so easy. How it's so much, they just show up to DSS office and they just get automatic access towards certain stuff. That the state just, oh, here you go. How you doing, Mr. Immigrant? You can go ahead and have that. And I was like, wait, it doesn't work like that. Who's telling you that a lot of immigrants can just show up to these office and stuff and just get these paperwork? That would mean they would have to register with the system. Now, if you didn't know better, I literally did a show with a young woman, shout out to Amber Red, talking about the hardships of people who are non-American. Amber Red was deported out of America to her country. She thought she did have the paperwork, but she was deported out because literally she thought that her mother had got her paperwork done to have her Americanized. Now I know some people say, well, why do I care? They're not American. And I said, okay, so that's fair. You say, well, because they're not American, why should you care? I mean, it's not your problem. But then no offense, but our country is known for looking and butting into other people's problems. It's always been one of the American staples that, if another country has a problem, America to the rescue. Okay, so you could be on our property and on our land and in our backyard, and you can make $1. You know what I'm saying? You can you know what I'm saying? You can make $1 in my country, but when I want to come to your country, I'm an illegal immigrant. Or I'm not wanted here. And I found that so funny that I had this group of pillow talkers talking about what men need to do this in the household and stuff. And then I cannot forget, they got into the LGBT coalition. They started talking about them. And they started saying how they have some Illuminati funds that they can just dip into and get whatever they want. And I was like, what? Where? Yeah, BMT. Like, these people can just get this money and the government will give them whatever stuff. And I'm like, I forgot. When you talk to people online, stupidity sells on YouTube. I kid you not. Stupidity really sells on YouTube. I can pull up so many people on this panel that have told me things of blatant ignorance. And it's funny. It's funny to some people, I guess that, hey, that somehow that, other people have it so much better than you. And I'm like, well, it's about accountability. If you're putting in the work, then, I guess you're going to always think somebody has it better than you because of your situation. But there's always somebody who has it much worse than you. It just depends on what you're doing with yourself to better your situation. Well, they have culture. Well, it's funny because you're saying that they have culture. So can you. You can build culture. I hear a lot of people talk about, well, the women, naturally, the white man just gives the woman whatever she wants. And I'm like, so no matter what, you're going to complain. You're going to complain and say that because these people, whether you're a woman, an immigrant, you're gay, or something, that's why you have a leg up. And you see, what I call that is blame Olympics. I call it the blame Olympics. See, the blame Olympics is because I suck at life, or I'm not where I want to be, or because I'm not doing something, or because I'm too pathetic to admit that, maybe I need to rethink things in my life. I don't go around begging or blaming gay people why I'm sucking at life. I don't do that stuff. I think that's pretty weak. I don't go around blaming women. I don't go around blaming immigrants. I don't go around blaming, well, because of another culture. Well, hold up, dude. What about you? And when you start asking about the accountability button, about what other people are doing, then all of a sudden it starts falling on. That's all, folks. Slavery, dude. Who's in slavery right now? Like, please tell me who's doing slavery right now. That's so crazy. I just saw a Latin girl get cursed out at McDonald's because she messed up putting cheese on a burger. Tell me what indoctrinated power did she have over that goddamn that fat dude arguing with her over a goddamn McRib? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. With BMT, the women got it so much better than me. How? It's always, I swear, like, the Complain Olympics is strong. And when you start realizing that the accountability button has long since been broken, then you'll start to wake up and say, yo, man, like, I'm done. I work with the willing and able. I don't care if you're an immigrant. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're a doggone whatever your background is. As long as you and me understand that, yo, man, I'm trying to get mine. You're trying to get yours. Hey, so long as you don't stomp on mine, I don't stomp on yours. We're good. BMT, I heard you work with gay people. What's it like? I don't know, motherfucker. They human. What do you think? Do you breathe? Do you eat and shit? You more worried about what they do in the bedroom. Ain't nobody worried about what the fuck you do. Nobody gives a shit to hear your 40 years in the slave story. I'm pretty sure everybody had it pretty fucked up. But of course, because you can say a few high-speed words and some shit, I guess that you're select. See, this is why some people remain at the bottom. This is why some people will never climb that stairway of success. Well, maybe we need to do it as a community. Dude, what community? Y'all make it seem like everybody has a community. Y'all make it seem like everybody working together. They have a culture. That's not true. Everybody doesn't have no unified culture, Wakanda, goddamn gigamap that they can call on. This is when you know that some people are doomed to just keep on blaming other people rather than just hold accountability. I can tell you right now, I have had so many people on my panel that do not agree with my politics. Hell, I literally banged against my own politics multiple times. But the one thing I will not do is I will not look like a bitch and be doggone blaming other people because I lost my race. I literally talked about the homeless thing. What does homeless have to do with, oh, well, conservatism? What the fuck does that have to do with conservatism? Homeless is homeless. There were homeless people during the 90s. There were homeless people in the 80s. There were homeless people in 2000. Dude, people were homeless. I'm sorry, dude. If somebody offered me a gig and to work and make money at a goddamn LGBT store and I knew I was gonna make some bank, bruh, I'm going. I don't give a damn what y'all say. I'm making that money. There's so much homophobia in this space. I don't know what the hell to think about y'all. But yet, a lot of these people, yo, man, I'm not gonna lie, they say a lot of suspect stuff. Ain't no gay people worried about you, Dusty. Ain't nobody worried about you like you think they are. No lesbian, no gay, no transsexual, no pansexual. Ain't nobody worried about you. I can promise you that. I don't want them to enforce their doggone sexuality on me. Okay, just say I don't want it. Listen, I don't roll that way. Well, they're gonna force it on my kids. Oh, like how ignorant you were about your sexuality, how you were ignorant about your rape culture, how ignorant you were about a lot of things when you grew up. Now all of a sudden that people are coming out and speaking that, hey, I'm gay. I've always been here. I can't believe you came out and told us that. How dare you? Congratulations. Congratulations. You learned that there were gay people that literally sit in the same room with you. Some people can't even handle working at the same job with the opposite sex. Some people, I'm telling you, man, you got people that say one thing, preach another thing, and do another damn thing. It gets old. It really do. It really do, man. That's why when I looked at it, when I say, okay, you're banging about immigrants, right? So go out there and go pick some peaches. Go pick some peaches. BMT, reparations. Go pick some peaches. Go pick some peaches. Okay. Go mop a floor. Go work whatever job you want to work. Go run for local legislative government. There's nothing stopping you from getting into or creating or lobbying the thing that you want. I'm willing to sit down and have the talk. Like, I can promise you, I'm gonna sit down and have the talk and I'll open it up. But one thing I learned that I just stopped doing, I stop blaming and just start looking at things for what they are. But I can understand that, you know what, some people are just never going to anything. They'll bitch about everybody else, but they won't step up to the plate and lobby for their own shit. What's stopping you? There's nothing stopping you from lobbying. And I would literally like to sit down with anybody, a genuine conversation about it. Like, what's stopping you from lobbying? Take the money that you have to go get a pack of beer. Take the money that you have to go buy yourself some sneakers, buy yourself a new engine, buy a video game, whatever you want. Take the money and bring out awareness to your ideologies and thought. Granted, yes, I am a man in this. I see the world for what it is. I do. I holistically do. And everybody's going to be like, well, BMT, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you, a family man? Because I'm realistic to what control of how the world rotates. I understand that, guess what? That if I do not work, I do not eat. If I do not put forth the effort to lobby and go out there and do what I need to do, I remember I was begging people to go vote locally. You know, people said, I'm not doing that. I don't want to vote. The system is rigged. So how can you get mad that if you don't participate in the government or the system or any type of system, how can you honestly be mad at any other group if you're not going to participate? How can you? I literally heard somebody tell me that the white man gave the black woman power to keep the black man in control. So I said, dear white man, did you give that black woman power? And the white man's like, what the fuck? I better control my woman. What the hell are you talking about? Like, I'm really trying to figure that out. So we hear this make-believe story that somehow Boogie Woogie white man set up an elaborate scheme to doggone put a black woman in power to destroy the black man. That was a story I used to be. I cannot make this up. I promise you. I will tell you piece by piece. The next story. The immigrants are going to come in mass and run out all the Americans. And I said, well, damn. How the hell are they going to do that? Most second generation immigrants, they don't speak their native tongue anymore. They get so Americanized. They actually participate more than the actual fifth or sixth generation American. Because they understand that, yo, like, we didn't have this in our country. So there's a reason why we better do what we need to do to make sure that these policies are done. I got you, Aircraft Sparky, but I definitely want you up here, brother. I know me, and you, we gotta talk on a few things. So I definitely want you up here because I want to understand that, because when I was going and when I was going and getting up in there for Ranger School, you know what's crazy? Goddamn Pedro, who's from goddamn South America. Hey man, I signed up for a Ranger packet. How the hell did you get a Ranger packet? I don't know. I applied. You know, just got it. So you mean to tell me the American government is training goddamn immigrants how to be Rangers? The fuck? Or maybe that some of them swore to serve the country so that way their family can have a chance at this way of life. Nobody talks about, there's different other countries from Europe. Actually, the leading director of NASA right now, for NASA flight, she's an immigrant. Thank you for that. Anyone can sign up for Ranger School at enlistment. It's something you have to get guaranteed. Right. He came. He signed up. He made it through qual. When I looked around, I said, "How the hell did you get here?" I didn't think they would allow that to anybody. I thought that was something you had to be born in America. Nope. I know I always hear what people say, well, America's a business. And I won't disagree with that. I mean, every country has to be run at some sense as a business format. Every country. So, you're gonna have to make some type of cachet of doggone, interest. But accepting responsibility for certain stuff, that's not something. I mean, got to be honest, man. Our people are lazy. Our people have gotten lazy, man. They just have. You know what I'm saying? Somebody kept bringing up, well, you're a Trump supporter. And I said, okay. I said, that's crazy because I literally was holding people accountable on all sides. I literally wanted all people to get jobs. Well, why would you not, BMT, want minimum wage to go up? Dude, I'm not going to pay the dude that works at McDonald's $20. I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry, Bobby. I'm sorry, Mary. I'm not paying you $20 to doggone put my burger out of the refrigerator in a microwave and heat it up for $20. For $20, you want me to pay you? Like, I mean, well, other communities would have done that, or other countries. No, I don't know no country that's paying their people like that. And you're gonna have to show me their system. Well, Switzerland doesn't even, oh my gosh. Like, I swear, when we try to do the comparison game, you're gonna find out that some stuff is not what you think it is over there or in other places. The idiocracy. Oh, let's try this one. I feel that they're giving women more rights than men. So that way the women can do whatever they want to the man. I'm like, dude, if they have to give that woman certain rights and privileges, does that not mean, would you not ever think that possibly that they're trying to catch up with certain stuff? Like, did you ever think about that? Hang on. Let me go ahead and put this up here. Hang on. Somebody came. But I'm trying to figure out. But when I hear that some people saying that, women are taking over, and I'm willing to talk to y'all. Tell me, what are women taking over on?
We got into that. What's up, BM?
What's up? So, no, I mean, like I said, I'm having a conversation. Anybody's welcome. Welcome. About this.
Yeah.
No, I'm not reading all the comments. Go ahead.
No, it just we had a discussion last night that kind of went in that direction as well. Yeah, I'm still a little bit confused with the animus. I'm not confused about it, but out of one side of people's mouth, I'll hear people say, "Oh, well, as much as black women go on and talk about they're earning these degrees and this and that, they're in debt and black men make more money." Which, from what I've tell from the data, correct me if I'm wrong, that seems to be the case, at least about black men still making more money, higher wealth, despite black women and their degrees. But then I'll hear these very same people talk about, oh, the women are getting everything, they're taking over.
Right.
And I'm
make
just
it
like,
make sense to me.
which one?
Which one is it? Damn it!
Which also the other thing in all this too is, I sometimes think some of these people think that they can just reproduce asexually. Because I'm like, if at a certain point, if you're going to have a community, you're going to have a system that works for men and women with some level of equity, whether that's a 60-40 or, a 45-55, you're going to have a community where everyone is bought in and working together, because no other group tries to, even if you want to take it away from race and you just want to look at individuals, successful individuals are not moving in the opposite direction of their women. Like like you have a family, you and your wife are on the same page, moving in the same direction. Like,
Right.
if you want a successful community, that's what you're going to have to get. And the the rhetoric I hear in this space is just so anti that, as much as they claim that it is.
Well, here's the thing about it, and you like for those who don't understand. Yes, okay, congratulations. BMT is probably one of the very few who are a black person who came out about being conservative. However, I have literally allowed so many people non-conservative to come on and have conversations on a whole assortment of policies, and I've never ran them off. I don't think I've ever ran any of y'all. I literally try to have it where we all can sit down and talk. But at the end of the day, guess what? This land is your land. This land is my land. So it does not matter where I hail from or you hail from or whatever. At the end of the day, guess what, buddy? We're all on this one big rock. So the talking point, because that's why I brought up about everything. I wanted to throw everything out there on the rug, about the LGBT, about women, about immigrants, about race. And I'm like, okay, at this point now, what's going to be your excuse on why you fail? What's going to be your excuse on why you fail? Well, I feel like they're giving the immigrants all the jobs. I'm pretty sure you heard that somehow they're giving.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Not all, but a lot of black men have become lazy. Because I mean, we got into that last night, as far as, okay, if we want something, what do we want, and what are we going to do to organize and go get it? Because I brought this up, and I was like, whether we like it or not, there is a black women's roundtable. Is there a black men's roundtable?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. I'll
And not on YouTube.
Now, here's the thing about it, brother. I'll raise you one better. Okay. I don't just think it's just black men anymore that are having this problem. I think it's happening across the board. It's easy to see. I get why we talk about it in something, but we're two black men. So we're naturally going to think that we have it one way, right? But then if I promise you, if I go bring some other dudes up here, which I have literally been faithful to bring all groups up here, I promise you, they'll start telling you, listen, man, we're fucked up. I don't know why y'all think we got it together. Like, we don't have this shit together. And so I get our group. And the thing about it is, you've heard me and you have talked about lobbying, right? You talking about lobbying. I say, listen, if you want something, you're gonna have to pay for it. Wait, why should I? I'm like, that's how the government works. Like, you pay for something.
That's the only way we're going to be able to have a community. If you're talking about starting businesses, you can't have men just thinking, oh, well, why should I have to pay BMT for his services? Because BMT has overhead, he has employees, he needs to make some kind of profit, so he's not just doing this for free.
Now, the thing about it is this: I always ask people, "Well, tell me, What is it that you want? If you want something in this country, which honestly, listen, man, right now we're in a market right now where it's literally, listen, y'all, we don't have the money. It's like mama and daddy had to admit we're broke. We're broke. I know that's hard to believe, but we don't have that money like that. So we can't get the
Oh,
good quality stuff like we
wait, wait,
normally
wait,
do.
wait. When you say we don't have the money like that, it depends on what you're wanting.
Oh,
Individually, no. It depends on what you're wanting to do. I mean, why can't we get every black person or every, one person out of a black family? So, every household, whatever that is, whether that's just you, whether that's you and you got three kids and a wife, if every household put up $100 for every person in that household, and we put it into like, okay, say we're facing discriminations and we're having trouble getting mortgages, and we started a bank with that money. And
Sparky, come on up here, brother. Because no, I want my battle brother Sparky to come up here. Uh,
um, so
go ahead,
so
go ahead, go
no,
ahead.
no, the only thing is when you say we don't have the money,
No,
I,
I'm
I'm
not.
kind
I'm
of
not talking. I'm not talking about just us. I'm saying American society, right? What? Listen, we've been writing a lot of bounce checks, if that makes any sense. Like we've been writing a lot of bounce checks. This is why certain countries are like, no, we're not allowing you. We're not doing this with y'all. Or pretty much when you don't pay certain dues, then that country's like, yo, then y'all need to get the fuck out of here because y'all can't be in our space anymore. Because okay, like for us to have a military base, right, in certain areas, what happens is we would pay, right, that country to be allowed to have a base there. Like we were paying Afghanistan, like some of the bases in Afghanistan, it costs at least about 10 million to 20 million a day to have a base there. Just a day, you're paying millions of dollars. That's what you'd be forking out. Some people be like, well, why the hell would we do that? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, well, you're paying for military advancement to have that leverage on your enemies. If you don't know what they're doing in their yard, then you're kind of shit out of luck. So that's probably where when I bring up about the money, we kind of, and you and I
okay.
and different other people know that we don't, a lot of our money, especially what happened with the country, we don't have them checks like that. We just don't. Like we're trying to re-stimulate our
Economy.
our economy. We're right now. I think that's really the biggest thing is trying to re-stimulate the American dollar. Which, oh my God, that's going to take an act of God
Uh,
to do
I
that.
think the economy will be fine if someone said Biden was promising like COVID vaccines for everyone by May who wanted one. So I figure if you can
Listen,
open the
man.
country up, I don't know if it'll happen or not, but if they are able to do it, if you can open the country up by summer, I think there'll be a lot of pent up demand of people, wanting to travel, go do this and that because everything's been restricted. I'm not as worried about the economy in the sense the dollar. That's another thing.
Like, yeah, I know 20 mil a day. Just imagine that, boy. Like, the thing about it is, and we've had many discussions about these sort of things happening um in our life. Like at some point, it's going to come down to, may the best man win. I feel that, if you run or doing something, yes, we do have these talks that, hey, maybe we can work together as a collective, but nobody works together wholeheartedly as a collective.
You're right.
Nobody does that. I know we like to believe that somehow.
I would say this. I would say probably the Jewish community probably is the closest to, I guess, working together like that. But no, you're right. A lot of groups aren't as unified as we'd like to think. They put up a good front.
Okay, so but when we hear it, it's it's like this, and this is somebody told me. They said you're thinking that your best friend or your next door neighbor kid has it better than you because you see him with a swimming pool, right? But yet he thinks you got it better than him because you got a Super Nintendo. you know, and so each kid thinks that the other kid has it better, but they don't know what chores or things that that other person is doing behind closed doors to keep that type of
Lifestyle.
talk.
Yeah.
Right, the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of different other races. They're like, oh, black people got it so good. If they complain, then poof, nobody will want to touch them or bother them because you're black.
No, yeah, I've heard people say that. I'm like, there are some people who genuinely think that black people want racism to never end. I'm just like, there may be some people who you feel take it too far, but I don't know any black person who would say, hey, I would like to keep the state of things are versus like experiencing like what everyone else experiences in society, if you know what I mean.
Right. But see, here's the thing about it. When I hear certain talking points, a lot of people say, well, back in the day, the best thing that happened to us was when we were all segregated. And I'm like, the fuck? Did he just say that? Yeah, we were the best thing because we were segregated. We had X, Y, and you were there. And I was like, well, dude, like, then okay. If you want to expand, right? If you want to truly expand, look what happened to China when China was closed in. Okay, when they were closed in, now they're trying to expand because they're like, shit, we done.
You're behind.
Yeah, they're way behind. Like, I love it when everybody brings up China, and I'm like, y'all must not know how behind China is right now. Like, shit. When people say, well, China got a big army, listen, China's army can't do jack shit to anybody, but just stand there and look like a deer with headlights. Like they can't do nothing. Like a lot of their stuff is behind the curveball. I know it seems like it is. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't start even opening up their gates until after goddamn, what year was it? Like they just had a lot of shit that fucked them up. And I'm like, if you're going to innovate, how do you know you're the best if you never compete against the rest? That was something that we used to hear in school. If you don't know, you don't truly know if you're the best if you never competed against other schools. That's just it is what it is. If you want to know, like, we'll buy, like, let me say this, something interesting. Renaissance, you know this. Your company will buy the opposing opponent's stuff and take it apart. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And what will they do with it? They're going to revamp.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, they'll buy it, take it apart. It depends. They may. I thought you were going to say they may go try to buy your whole product line. They may try to hostily take you over.
Wait. Oh, don't say that. Why would they do that?
Because they see, oh, well, looks like he's got a competitive advantage, or I look like I can leverage some of what he's got and make me more money. Yeah, same thing. I'm gonna take your stuff apart. I'm gonna look at what I may even try to go take your stuff apart, figure out who manufactures some of your components, and then go buy the manufacturer who builds the subcomponents that go in your product. So, okay, if he's got a superior product, I'm at least gonna make money off of the sale of the product somehow.
Now, I'm gonna pull this out. This is gonna be a little bit more touchy, and I probably should. I was gonna get a few of my friends from different communities. I was gonna hit below the community.
What sparked this? What sparked this actual title and conversation? I mean, I know plenty of things that could, but I was just wondering if it was a specific.
Oh! It's just me. You know me. I always, when I hear talking points of certain people, and I always like to say, you know what? I'm gonna go talk about it. I am going to go talk about it because I'm like, if y'all believe that, then I don't mind reaching out and actually having the conversation. I don't mind doing that. I feel like that's a fair thing to do.
And here's the thing with your title too that came to mind. You hit on this earlier, BMT, in the summer when BLM was really catching a lot of attention and gaining momentum. You were like, people may not like the organization and that it was founded by women and this and that, and even the message, but you were like, hey, if it comes down to me getting a job and you say, oh, well, I'm part of BLM and I thought this was a business that supports BLM and this and that, if that gets me in the door, that's what I've got to do. Yep. See, too many of us have lost that mentality of, oh well, it's not the perfect gift wrap, and I want it to come from here, and it's like, dude, you got to get your foot in the door, however you get it in.
Right.
So you may not like the avenue or the vehicle, but if it's getting you to where you need to go, you just need to make it work. And when it comes to other groups, the other thing that kills me is, why aren't people saying, okay, we need to study these people, see what they did, and use their tactics?
Now let's use that now. Okay. All right. They said the LGBT is stealing the promises of the black community. They're stealing it. How dare they? And I was like, well, shit, I could have sworn civil rights was for everybody. It's for everybody.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, when you talk about LGBT, correct me if I'm wrong, the law that just passed the House, that's the only new law that they have passed and used, correct? Mm-hmm. At least on a federal level. Everything else they've been suing under civil rights, I'm assuming, right?
Right.
So they technically got no new legislation. It was more of, they got a law that was already existing to apply to them as well.
Now, and no, I agree with you, Doug. China does not need to use their army when the doggone, China figured out, listen, I can't beat y'all physically. You know what I'm going to go ahead and do? I'm going to beat y'all economically. That's honestly, shout out to China for understanding. Listen, you want to beat people, beat them economically. At the end of the day, when you buy all my stuff, you know what I'm saying, which everybody knows that, hey, China just makes the brands and y'all just, people buy it. But the thing about it is this. Somebody said, hey, how can you get mad at me for me using a program that y'all developed and it works? And this is somebody who, this was a person of the LGBT alternate lifestyle, and shout out to them. And I could not get mad because literally they were like, well, why are you mad at me? Like, did y'all not create the system that literally anybody could use it so that way they can have their rights towards, a way of life? And I said, damn, we did. So if you don't want us to have rights to it, is that something that was exclusively for y'all? Or was it supposed to be for anybody that wanted to use that system? Well, it's supposed to be for no. Civil rights. Civil rights. It's not supposed to be specific to anybody. It's supposed to be for people
who are citizens.
Right. So the thing about it is, you're literally just asking, can you just treat me with some type of civility? Could you literally just, well, they are an immigrant. Well, he's using what was made and promised for black people, or literally, I could have sworn y'all like using Dr. King. Then Dr. King literally said, hey man, like, listen, this is supposed to be something where red, black, blue, green, rainbow. Heck, I think somehow maybe Dr. King foresaw the LGBT.
But the thing that kills me on the immigrant argument, and I've talked on this on MOT's channel about it. So are we saying that black men and women want to go back to the cotton and agricultural fields and go pick sweet potatoes and oranges and go be maids again? Because like, that's where I see construction. Yeah, maybe some guys want to go work construction, but that's where I see a lot of these immigrants in.
See, now here's the thing about it, because everybody got smoked for goddamn immigrant, Russian, Muslim, a lot of these people that do these things, right? They got a lot of smoke for them. Well, they come here, as you'll hear them say, they come here and they could just walk into the welfare office and, they'll start reading all these goddamn documents and pamphlets and say, well, somehow they could just walk in and just grab some food stamps and some bologna and just walk on out. And I'm like, the fuck? What kind of system are you talking about? But ain't nobody can just walk into no goddamn office. Barely you can get goddamn WIC. It take goddamn a week or 2 weeks.
And I was gonna say, BMT, being in the South, food stamps ain't nothing down there. I mean, you start talking about welfare and stuff. I know I was talking to a family member who works in one of the state offices back where I'm from, and they were like, yeah, you talking about maybe $200 a month?
Exactly. Like how much you like, dude. And I mean, I'm no offense, but literally, I mean, it's like somehow everybody thinks they're adopting the immigrant.com or some shit. Like somehow I don't know how everybody believes they're like adopting a little immigrant baby, but you really ain't. You're not. You're not. Majority of people are doggone mopping your damn floor or damn buffing shit at nighttime. And I mean, like, I'm like, okay, if you then why don't you go work that damn job? You go work the goddamn job. Since you don't want, if you don't want them to have it, then you go work.
That's why I say you want to go and do, like I said, work in the fields, and those people don't have benefits either. So let's keep that in mind as well.
Oh, don't tell that to some people. Somehow, everybody that doggone has listen. Majority of people don't that have green cards don't have no damn health insurance or no benefits. Like literally, I'm gonna tell you right now. If y'all ever been, I don't know, last time y'all been to a hospital or a clinic, they'll literally the first thing that they'll say is, "Hey, do you have health insurance?" If you do not have health insurance, they're like, "We just need to do the bare minimum patch up to get you through." The bare minimum patch up to get you through. So that's saying that holistically, these people cannot afford. You know, they might go to somebody that they might think that you know that looks like them that they can identify with, which naturally that's what anybody would do for the most part, and say that, hey, can you hire me? You know, I mean, you don't have to pay me much. And I'm sorry, most people, business owners, they're going to take that person. They're going like, what? How much? I don't have to pay you even minimum wage.
And I've even heard some say essentially they've tried to even go, okay, I want to hire an American before I, go the immigrant route, and they're like, I can't find people. The immigrants are the only ones who really want to do. Even if I pay a minimum wage, the immigrants are the only ones signing up to come, help me cut grass in the 100-degree heat every day.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gonna probably want to shame me. I'm before I pass it to Desky. But god damn it, when I needed my mama's goddamn patio fix, shout out to you, Tony. I know that's not your real name, but damn it, your hands are a gift of God. Anybody that can damn take doggone $40 and a pack of Corona and build me a goddamn patio, welcome to America, damn it. You are welcome.
What?
You are welcome to my country.
Wait, BMT. You said built you like a concrete patio.
Like the patio with the wood and all the stuff.
Oh, okay. You mean like a deck?
Yeah. He built me a nice little patio deck.
Oh, wow. Did you have to supply the wood?
Yeah, I mean, I had the wood. I bought the material. I just had to pay him $40 in a pack of Corona.
So, like, what I'm assuming that took what, at least half a day to do?
Yeah, and he did it. He did it. $40 a pack of Corona.
That's
who's gonna work for that cheap?
Nobody.
Please show me. All right then. So I'm sorry. Tony's gonna get hired by me every other damn time I drive by Home Depot, and when I see him and his buddies out there, come on. I will take them every damn time. What's going on, Desky? Welcome. We're having a conversation. This is a conversation for any man, woman, gender, whatever the hell you want to be today. Literally, we want to know. I'm having a conversation with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to all come up.
What's going on, BMT?
What's going on, Desky? Man, what's going on, fam?
Hey, look, man, this is what it comes down to our black brothers. This is what I learned. What it comes down to is what you willing to do versus what you want to do. The reason why I say that, because I had a lot of brothers tell me, like, I used to drive, work the city bus. Now, I made $35, $36 an hour driving the city bus, but a lot of my buddies like, man, I can't do that job. And that's how I knew we both had differences of opinion. See, when you fuck it up, when you 17, 18, when you going to see your counselor trying to pick a career, we no longer get to talk about what jobs we want to do. All I'm looking for is what job's going to pay me 30, 40, 50 bucks an hour. You understand?
Right.
So it don't matter about what I want to do at this point. What's going to pay me $2,000 to $3,000 a week? What's going to pay me the kind of money where I can have so much money left over by the time I get paid again? That's how I look at jobs. I don't look at jobs for what I want to do. You know, after I stopped driving the city bus, I got me a little pension from that. I ain't have a job for a minute, and since I resigned and got me a pension, I ain't get unemployment. So what I had to do, I got me a little tip job. I made $100 a day throwing boxes. Now I went from $35 an hour to throwing boxes for about a month or two, just
Right.
because I wanted to get a little job. Now I'm driving trucks. I'm back to I make more money than I made at the city bus. So it really, when I look in the paper on online, or if I was out of a job, I'm looking for what's going to pay me the most money possible every week or two. That's how I look at jobs. I don't look at jobs for what I like to do, what I can't do. That's how a lot of our brothers look at employment.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as we keep looking at employment as fun, or what time is going to be left allotted to us behind the eight ball, sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do. You know,
Now, right.
you
Now,
ain't going to be able to do what you want to do out here.
Right. Now, everyone, everyone in the chat, do me a favor. I want everyone to come up. You do not have to just be a black person. I want everyone up here. Everyone up here. Y'all always say y'all want to have the conversation. I am having an open, no clause talk. I told y'all. I'm in a whole nother realm. This is your time to ask questions, talk, break the narrative. Everybody thinks that you'd be surprised. Everybody thinks one thing, that another group got the better, or another group got the better, or these people have some kind of imaginary $2 million under their mattress or some shit. And I'm like, well, damn. It seems like I'm the only one that knows, because I'm the only one that goes to these spaces and talks to the people, and they're like, "Fuck, you hear that from?" Like,
well, I'm gonna tell you what it is, BMT. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, because I got a call come through and I declined it.
Go ahead.
This is what it is. See, when you're a first generation hustler like me, and maybe you, or maybe a couple of other cats out, most of us black men, we first generation hustlers, meaning we don't come from generational wealth.
Right.
We might come from generational wisdom, but a lot of times we don't come from generational wealth. Therefore, I don't have time to spend my money all frivolously like that. I got to save or earn a certain amount of money. So therefore, those that come behind me can have some generational wealth. We don't have time to play with our money. So it really don't matter if you make $100, $200, $300, $400,000 a year, or if you only make $50,000 a year. What are you doing? What investments are you making with your money? I don't think the problem is that we got to do a menial job. A menial job is something that we really don't got to do. We just got to do a job maybe that we don't want to do. Maybe digging ditches on the side of the expressway or something for $40 an hour. A lot of cats don't want to do that.
But you know what, Desky? I was a proud ditch digger. You hear me? Yes, successful BMT. I dug ditches. I done sat in goddamn sewer, goddamn gutter. Them deep ass sewer ditches on the freeway that be 7 feet deep, where if your car going that motherfucker, ain't nobody gonna see you down there. I done sat in there all day long while it's raining with me and a different group of people. Hell, I sat down there with a woman, and she was like, I said, damn, what the hell you doing down here? She's like, shit, I need money. The fuck, what you doing down here? And I'm like, well, I need money too.
For instance, BMT, like the job I'm doing now, that's trucking. I told a lot of my homies work in factories, do different jobs. I told them, man, sacrifice 6-8 months, man. Come do this trucking for 6-8 months. You could be back at the crib, and you're gonna make plenty of money. They don't want to do it. They can't sacrifice 6-8 months over the road to make a lot of money local. Like right now, I make $2,000-$3,000 a week after taxes. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't about that gross 100,000. I don't even count no gross. What am I gonna have in my pocket when I get through at the end of the week? I'm gonna make $2,000-$3,000 every week, doing little to nothing, just driving the load, getting it unloaded to Sam's Club or Walmart somewhere. That's light work. You know what I'm saying? But I had to sacrifice 6-8 months before I was able to do that. A lot of brothers can't sacrifice. It's about sacrifice, man. Save your money, sacrifice. And until we gonna be able to do that, we gonna always be on the bottom.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Good for you, Desky. And I'm glad you said that. But like I said, I listen, bro. I know what it's like to sacrifice. A lot of people, and that's a key word. We definitely gonna be banging on. Welcome to everyone to the BMT show. Shout out to Kelly. I've been seeing you do your thing, girl. I know you do the late night show. I need to get back over to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Datu. Datu, we having the talk. You know, me and you had it earlier on a while, like I think a few days ago on Kelly's. Now we having it, and guess what? I'm definitely pushing it, bro. So, Datu, you and I had the conversation a while ago, remember? And we were talking, and literally, I was sitting on a panel, and everybody was saying, well, the immigrant just got it so good that literally they can go get anything that they want. and the country just gives them bologna and fried mayonnaise sandwiches and shit, and somehow they just get a business just given to them. I'm like, what the hell? What free businesses are being handed out from the government to immigrants? Like, nah, they give them businesses. I'm like, dude, no, nobody's just handing out businesses. Like, I mean, dude, y'all know y'all would have to register. Well, they just get businesses and then they could just go do it. I'm like, no. But according to the myth, the legend, somehow every immigrant has a business.
I was gonna say, BMT, can we even get these guys to fill out the paperwork?
They don't fill out no damn paperwork.
to go put together an LLC and then to go apply for some of these loans that are available to black business or minorities out there.
Listen, dude,
that you fall if it's a minority loan, you fall under it. Or if you marry, get your wife to help you apply for money for women's business.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you a little hustle what some people do. They were coming there with one person that can speak English, probably their sister or their wife or their grandma, whoever, probably somebody who's been there for a while. And they will fill out the paperwork. The women or somebody elderly will fill out the paperwork. The men will sit there quietly. They can't speak a lick of English if some of them can. The most English that they learn is what they listen to what you say at a job. And then they learn certain words, and then that's it. That's it. Other than that, they do not speak no damn English. So how the hell they running a whole damn store around a bunch of Americans, and yet they can't speak English? I know that's hard to believe. You got Datu right there in California. I mean, shit. For those of us who live down in Florida, we're trying to tell y'all. Listen, these motherfuckers ain't. I don't know why y'all think that these dudes got some Illuminati outposts out there that they running behind closed doors. Like, they really not. So I'm here to help in the myth about all these things. Go ahead, Datu, and then I got to get it over to Kelly, and then I have my lovely esteemed panelist Jay of Low Value.
Well, I'm gonna slide down, y'all. I appreciate you, BMT.
No, thank you for that, Desky.
All right, brother. Have a good one, man.
All right. Go ahead, Datu.
Yeah, I would say the main thing is just account for your time. Like what DC was saying, that like he is in a position to take jobs that he wants to. But in general, it's about counting for your time, period. People say, immigrants are taking the jobs that certain people don't want to do. To a certain extent, yes, because the vision is different. You know what I mean? Like, you look at Walmarts and who's working at Walmarts. And it all just ties into building your resume. A lot of people don't even know that, like, if you work at Walmart and you're under the age of, I think it's 24, they will pay for you to go to college. You can work part-time there, and they will pay for you to go to college to get your college degree at Walmart. So it's all setting yourself up for the long run. Doesn't mean you have to stay there, but you go 6 months, you go a year without work. Outside of obviously of the COVID, but just in general, like if everything's open, you go a year and a half, 2 years, you're a ghost. You probably have no credit. You have no background to stand on as far as like if you go to even apply for a job.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain the gap in your resume.
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is like account for your time. You know what I'm saying? Do your best to stay out and keep yourself out of a fucked up situation. Get the best most as you can, and if opportunity arises, then you're ready for it. And if not, you're still cool because you do got something going. You may have to migrate. We were on your panel. I believe it was your panel a couple weeks ago, and people were talking about, oh man, I can't live off this and off that. It's like, bro, you can move to Dallas, Texas, and buy a condo for $50,000. You can actually buy a condo to where you're paying $300 a month, including HOA. So you can even on damn near minimum wage, you can build equity. You could build long-term investments because that's what it would be. You know what I'm saying? So I'll step down. I'm kind of all over the place, but yeah, man. My main thing is account for your time. You never get it back.
No, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Like I said, and I agree with that. Like, again, I listen when I'm having when people are telling me that somehow the LGBT has more power than you, and I'm like, tell me what power they have that you don't have. Tell me.
Yeah. I was gonna quickly say that too. I just looked up what you were talking about with Walmart. you don't even have to pay. It's not even like most employers where you have to pay up front and then they reimburse you. They pay up front.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying.
So you don't even have to have the money, and it's like $1 a day or something. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So those people are getting,
and it's reputable schools.
They're employed. So they will either work. They're probably working part time, and with the COVID, they're probably working full time, and then doing online school. So they're accounting for their time with employment, getting free school, and then when it's time to leave, Walmart's not tripping.
They got what they needed out of that person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yes, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about, accounting for your time. People look at somebody working at Walmart. Oh man, you ain't nothing. Blah, blah, I could do better than that. And you never look down on anybody that's working. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what type of work it is. Any type of work to me is honorable.
No. I hear you with that. I hear you with that one, brother. Like I said, the jobs that here's the thing about it. And this is my contention. The stuff that we look down on, other people have taken that and used it to strengthen their resolve. I used to say I would never see myself picking up cans, but the universe has a way to humble you. I never would see myself donating plasma. Never could see myself doing. Y'all don't know. Like I said, I did a video with people living in a hotel. Now, I heard some people talking about, we need to do this, we need to do that. I said, dog, y'all must not know. Y'all think you got it bad. There are people who have it far worse than you. And they still make it day to day. But then you'll have where some people have it way good and they'll still complain saying, well, certain groups are keeping me out. But I'm like, hold up, dude. This man I know this one dude, he works construction. And he also works at the aluminum place and lives at a hotel. This man does those both jobs, and he's a Jamaican. And when I was talking to him, I was like, "Damn, when do you get time to sleep?" He said, "That's all I do. I sleep and I eat ramen." So this man's been living off of eating ramen, which I don't even think that is healthy.
Yeah, that's huge sodium. But
that's literally what's keeping him going. Ramen and a jug of water.
Jamaicans are notorious for working like 8 jobs. So
right.
I mean, but when I looked at his resolve, Jay, I was like, the fuck? Like, this motherfucker is a machine.
Mm.
Like, a lot of them spend a lot of that money home. Like, a lot of foreigners, they spend that money home.
But see, the thing about it is, you'll hear that, they're taking advantage of certain stuff. And I'm like, okay, I will give you certain stuff. But I'm like, listen, man, the overall majority of these people ain't banging or getting all this wins like y'all think they are. They're really not. Like you remember when we did that interview with Amber Red, who got deported, and she had lived amongst us Americans for majority of her life. She didn't even know she was an immigrant. Some of these kids or some of these people that work among you, some of them don't even know that when they were brought here as kids, they always thought that they were just American. So their parents never told them. Until something might happen where they might get pulled over or something at the job or something might happen that the system might catch up with them later on. And then guess what? They get deported. And she's like, wait, I have a whole family here and you're going to send me back. I'll never forget that. If I got to get in touch with her, I'll get in touch with her. But you know what's so crazy? What were people doing in the chat to Amber?
I did. You know what? I would like an update on her since like some of the DACA things have changed. I would like an update on her. I remember that conversation because people were in the chat like how she should have known better, this, that, and the third. Like what?
Listen,
I think a couple of them were just on your panel just now. Like then they were like all talking shit to her, and I'm just like, but are y'all missing the whole point that her mother basically lied to her?
And if listen, I'm not gonna lie, Amber girl, if we can get you back in America, we will try. Yes, I said that. BNT said if I can get that woman back in here, but she has kids over here in the States that one of her kids' father is taking care of her. Is taking care of her 3 kids. She said she had a job. She wasn't out there causing no problem. She just got deported. She got deported, and literally now she can't even see her kids like that. Only through Facebook. My bad. Through Facebook. That's how she can keep track.
Well, everybody I know that gets kicked out gets right back. So it takes them about a month or two, but they end up getting right back.
She got arrested, and she was in the federal detainment program for about a year.
DUI. She got like a DUI.
Yeah, they definitely
it was a long time.
They're keeping her.
And the funny thing is, DUIs, like they treat DUIs like more harshly than like, rape. Go figure. And it's why. And that's actually what I was gonna say, but it's all because of lobbying. That's why DUIs are treated like such, like if you think about it, like in the grand scheme of like crimes, in the list of crimes, like DUI is like probably not that bad, in comparison to like other shit that people do. But, and that's what I was going to say in regards to the LGBT. I'm just a northern educated liberal here, but feminist / whatever.
Go figure. Of course.
What do I know? But that's what I was going to say as far as like the LGBT. They've lobbied for these things. And just like BLM, the evil lesbians, they've lobbied for these things. And I feel what I'm hearing a lot, and Joe, you can tell me if I'm wrong, is that a lot of Black men in particular want something that's just for them. Like, we don't want to share. We want something that's just for Black men, and that's it. We don't want any lesbians. We don't want any gays. We don't want any Spanish people. We don't want any white people. We just want something just for us. And I mean, I don't think there's enough hours in the day for that, but I mean, here we are.
Well,
like I said, BMT earlier. Get in wherever you can fit in.
Hey, you know what? Right, when I said I didn't mind lobbying or working at a gay business, I was the next thing to sin, because I was like, well, damn. Like, if literally I know that they're going to get that funding, then why the hell would I not go? Like, honestly, it's not like I'm laying in bed with them. Like, I'm sorry, gay people have money, and their money's spent just like my money.
You were like a murderer at that point.
So you got to understand, listen, man, lobbying is power. And they, again, this is like I'm saying, like, this is why nobody's taking a lot of these like, if you ain't putting up no dollars, that president don't want to hear your damn mouth. Hell, ain't no politician. You think that doggone transsexual
and it don't matter, and that's on both sides. And that's on both sides of the aisle. That's Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever. Exactly. That's on both sides of the aisle.
Right.
Exactly. So that's my thing, VMT. When I hear guys talk about, let's just go to you think you're going to go to the other side and do the same thing and get different results. Okay.
Well, see, that's the thing about it, because, listen, for a long time, I've always been willing to sit down and talk with people. There's a few people. We understand the game, that it don't matter if you're banging whatever political Jesus that you think is going to save you. At the end of the day, listen, when those people sit down in that building, they're all collecting the same check from the same group. Like, they literally all came together to get rid of Trump. So that would kind of tell you that they kind of do have consensus on a lot of different things.
Interesting enough, I don't know if anybody's been noticing this, but these mods that have been randomly popping up. I think we had this talk the other day, right, BMT? Mm-hmm. About cancel culture.
Yep.
Don't cry now. Don't cry.
Like I said, it's the thing about it. The thing about it is
what's getting canceled.
See, the thing about and that's the thing about it. That's the thing about it, Datu.
Well, let's see. 6 Dr. Seuss books out. They done took faces off of boxes because of whatever reasons that beyond me. But
but Kelly,
goodbye, Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben's rice.
Yeah, if they would have switched them, though, it would have been okay. If they would have put Uncle Ben on Aunt Jemima and done it the other way, I think they would have been okay with it. But that's another.
Yeah, but Kelly, a lot of this stuff never should have been put on there in the first place. That's why.
So here's the thing about it. Okay.
So just cancel everything. Take it all away.
Now here's the thing. Now, Kelly, you bring up a good point. A lot of things are changing, and some people are like, "Whoa, like what's going on?" I think now we're in the era where some people are like, you know what? I don't like that. Like that's like okay, like let's put it like this. Okay. A lot of people don't think that gays should have a voice. They're and I was like, wait, for real? And I literally thought I thought I sat down with a man, he's a really good guy, but he said, I don't think gays should have a voice in politics. And I was like, well, damn, why would you say that? You know? And he was like, well, because they're evil. And I was like, God damn. Okay, so what is your pretentious judgment to say that they're evil? Yeah, I swear, people are so open. I don't know how people are so open with me, but people have no shame when it comes. Maybe it's something about me that people have no shame to just tell me their deepest.
Because I mean, there was a time that people felt the same way about Black people
or women.
I don't, I hear a lot of that banter from Black men in particular. I can't speak for other races, so I'm not trying to dog on y'all because get out of Joe's inbox. I'm not trying to dog on Black men, but I hear that a lot from Black men in regards to gay people. Y'all giving the same energy that y'all have got.
I just don't see why people give energy to things they don't like. Like if you don't like something or people, just stay away from them. I like the LGBT thing, BMT. Okay, stay away. It's stuff I don't like. I don't go around.
Right, and I see a lot of.
But here's the thing: it's
to gay people.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the issue. Okay, depending on what city you're in, particularly like let's say San Francisco, regardless of what your personal beliefs are, regardless of how good you can do the job, anything, it doesn't make any difference. If you're going to vote for office, if you're going to run for office in San Francisco, you are going to openly support homosexuality. If you're going to vote, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you think, and regardless of how you truly feel about it, you are going to openly support homosexuality in the city of San Francisco. Otherwise, you are not going to get elected. Bottom line.
But isn't that the same thing you could say about somewhere like Atlanta? Like if you're going to run for elected office in Atlanta, you are going to have some favorable view of Black people or something, at least a opinion of it. Otherwise, you're not running. I mean, isn't that just kind of a byproduct of who controls the area?
But we're talking different. We're talking difference. We're talking racial equality as opposed to actual lifestyle. So the whole argument that that's how they felt about Black people is different. You know what I mean? Because it's you can't equate the two.
No, I was just saying it's more about who controls what. That if you're in an area like San Francisco that's controlled by people who are gay, of course the politicians are going to have to deal with them. Just like if you're in an area that's controlled by people who are Black, of course whoever's running for office is going to have to deal with the Black people.
No, but what I'm saying is like you are going to openly support homosexuality, regardless of how you feel about it.
I don't think any politician in like this day and age can bash against the LGBT dollar because they done prove that like we're the smallest group, but we'll pay for what we want to be seen or heard. And so they kind of understood that money talks in the grand scheme of things. Like if you ain't paying, then you don't. Then it is what it is. So we have these things where, like me was saying, Renaissance man of lobbying. Lobbying is power.
We understand lobbying. It's just we put the money towards the wrong things. Look at super chats that go out to channels that are talking about women and stuff. We understand completely supporting things that we value. We just got to be honest about what we value.
Right. Brother Speak, welcome, Brother Speak. And welcome, Trailhead. What's going on, brother? Like I said, yes, I am back. Guys. I'm back and I'm getting back into the swing of things of work. Here we go. We're talking about, as y'all already seen the title, about everybody has contentions against certain groups. Let me make sure I know the title, but I done forgot it. So blame the immigrant, LGBTQ, and political opposition for your failure is pretty weak. So so go ahead. You can say as long as it ain't hate speech, but go ahead. So what's your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I mean, look at it. We spend more money on the YouTube streets finding out who's a pick me and who's a simp than actually going into political power. I mean,
Facts.
I was just listening to a group of women up here talking about they have the right to call a woman a pick me, but then want to get mad because guys are saying they have the right to call dude a simp. But the whole thing is anti-black. The guy who went up there saying, "Why y'all calling women pygmies?" His point was, y'all both doing the same thing. Y'all being anti-black. You're calling people something that you're judging them on what they do for a particular relationship. Meanwhile,
I'm sorry, is someone taking a shit or fucking in the background? Like, what the fuck is that?
Snoring. Somebody's snoring.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we're spending more money supporting channels like this than actually supporting channels that's talking about political, maybe economic opportunities.
You don't want to talk to me. I am a former Republican conservative, so be careful talking to me. I'm pretty dangerous. So just let you know right now.
And I'm just the evil feminist, so you don't want to talk to me.
You definitely.
Yeah, so we're so focused on other people groups, but here's the thing. Those groups support each other. I mean, you talk about the immigrants. You know, even if they come over here with nothing, they have either some family member or somebody who knows a family member that'll come help them, get them a job and do all that. Meanwhile, you know, in particularly black men, I know some black content creators who say, hey, they give away free truck driver lessons or some other skills that they doing for free. But guess who's coming over there to go learn it? The Mexicans, white people. So you're looking for black people.
But can I get mad? Can I get mad at anybody that if it's for free, right? If it's for free,
but not even free. I've heard BMT. I've heard people even say I started this for black people, and I get white people coming and paying me to come do this stuff.
Oh, you talking about me? Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah, I this was direct. I was catering to black folks, but white folks heard it and they came and paid me. And black folks.
Shout out to all my white constituents. I love you guys. You make BMT what BMT is.
Well, Joe also said that most of the people that pay. Joe also said that most of the people that pay him are also black women.
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, I can't lie about that analytics, man. They definitely paid like over $200 in one day. That was crazy. I was doing Kevin Samuels money.
Man. Yeah, and so we're supporting all the drama stuff, but we're not supporting stuff that will actually benefit us.
Actually,
we want to complain. And then we cry about, well, look at the LGBTQ, they getting stuff. Look at the other groups, they're getting all this stuff. I'm like, well, you ain't doing anything to either lobby or either just support each other to get something. So it's like, what you complaining for? You can cry all you want. It's just like,
well, I'll put it like this, man. You know, and kind of rebut what you're saying. That's you have people. The people that are complaining are the people that will probably never do it anyway. But the people that you don't hear complaining are the people that are actually already doing it. You know what I'm saying? The people that embrace it and do it, the black people that are doing it, like, what's there to complain about? You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of YouTube channels on here. You go on there, you're gonna find people doing stuff on embroidery, investing, starting silk screen shops, and just all that stuff. You got plenty of black people doing that stuff on the daily. I mean, like with thousands of viewers. It's just where your interest lies at. If you don't have interest in it, you don't have ambition towards that particular field, and you're not going to pursue it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's like if you see somebody, you see a brother that's like, man, dude on a big T-shirt shop and he got millions of dollars. Wow, I want to do that, but you don't have the ambition to take the strides to do what he did. Then you're never going to go watch those videos. You just want to be in his place. You see him when he got shit, but you're not going through the process that he had to go to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to be passionate. You have to be passionate about the field. Same thing if you want to speak on government, city, and county contracts. Oh, the Asians got all the contracts. Well, because you're not passionate about washing windows. You're not passionate about digging ditches. You're not passionate about that. That's why they're taking up all the minority contracts.
Shout out to all the ditch diggers. Shout out to all of y'all. Y'all make this country great.
You know what I mean? So like I said, it's not a glamorous type of job.
Thank you, Doug, for the $5 donation. Shout out to you for that. What's going on, Carol? Shout out to everyone who's coming into chat. I greatly do appreciate y'all. I appreciate all my support, whether you know, and that are not even just black support, all support. I love all of you guys. You guys, my algorithm has changed so drastically from just one space to now I am going into all spaces, which I want my content to be for everyone, to be able to feel safe to come up here and have the discussions, because you guys make my channel.
You mean you unfollowed all the Samuelites?
Not enough of them, but I'm still not.
Unfollowed all the Samuelites.
Now, but here's the thing. Now, here's the thing about it. But I'm about to pass it over to Trailer. And what's going on, Swirl Zone? Now, the thing about it is this: I believe everyone has a right to pursuit of happiness. Shout out to Will Smith. But the thing about it is what you are willing to do to get there. That's the contention of where people get angry at, because, like what Desky was saying earlier, he was like, listen, he made some sacrifices. I'm pretty sure some of us have made some sacrifices to get to where we are, I
wouldn't call it a sacrifice. I would call it an investment.
Well, see, the thing about it is an investment is a sacrifice still. You are because you're giving up something in hopes of return of getting something out of it. Like when you put down an investment on stuff like, you're putting down something. Like the people that invest in BMT, like they don't have to do it, but they do it. Shout out to Doug. Like Doug invests in BMT, and in return, I make sure that I put out good content that the people, which is one of the things we guarantee, y'all pay for the content that y'all want to see, that y'all deserve. So when people say, BMT, why are you talking about stuff that pertains to women? You don't have a vagina, which somebody said to me stupidly today. I'm like, because women pay my channel, because women patronize my channel and they contribute. I'm going to do content for them. I don't have to be a woman to patronize the men. Just like there are women that get patronized by men and women do content for men. So that was a stupid comment to make, because we just want to have the conversation. We're joined here by Trailhood, and then after that we have Hood Servative. So Trailhood, you already hear what's going on, pretty much. So the content is on. So blame the immigrants, the LGBTQ, or political opposition for your failure is pretty weak. Go ahead.
What's good, brother?
What's going on, brother?
Look, I got one thing to say about the whole topic as a whole. All right. And this is how I'm going to put it. If people put as much fucking time and energy in their own shit and making themselves be what we would call wealthy or going out, if they put as much time and energy in their own home and their own business and their own wealth as they do everyone else they want to bitch about, then maybe things would be just a little bit different.
But Trailer, I can't tell you, you done sat with me plenty of times. We've been told that the white community has it all together. That y'all literally living on the Mount Olympus and eating milk and honey.
I want to know where this Mount fucking Olympus is then, and this milk and honey is, because I ain't seen it nor have I tasted it.
Yes, you have. Stop lying. Y'all do.
Did you take a left turn in Albuquerque?
Y'all
you missed your turn in Albuquerque.
I must have, man, and on the way there, I must have fucking dropped my white privilege card somewhere along the way too.
You do have that card. Nobody will contest you. Trust me. You are the next thing close to Jesus here.
So, Jesus. So I am. That's funny because the only Jesus I ever knew was a brown-skinned, woolly-haired Jesus. I never met white Jesus.
Oh, damn. Don't let the Hebrew Israelites hear you say that. Oh, God. I'll confirm so many damn things tonight. So
I have yet to meet white Jesus. White Jesus is a myth.
Oh, God. God damn. He's too woke. Get rid of him. So,
remember, y'all at the top of the food chain over here. You know, we worship you over here.
Now, Triller. We've talked about a lot of stuff when it comes to doing the groundwork. I asked one man earlier, hey, since y'all want to talk about communal stuff, and you're talking about money, I said, hey, there's a woman that's staying in a hotel with her daughter. Y'all know I done covered stories about stuff like that going on. And I said, how about if you want to cash at me $120, I will take that money in real time, which y'all know me, BMT. I will show y'all where your money is going. And I will give it to that woman to pay for her to have a room. So she don't have to go lay on her back, sell drugs, or do anything that could possibly go against her compass.
Oh, didn't want no part of that, did they?
Oh, they started laughing. They started laughing, saying, I don't live in that area code. That's something you should take care of. And,
but they want to have an opinion about that area code.
Well, they said that's something that that's something that you should handle. But I'm like, wait. I didn't understand. Why we're talking about fixing stuff or literally accountability. Because honestly, if something was going on, like when we had the issue in Texas, I didn't care that I didn't live in Texas. I still was helping people in Texas. I live all the way in Carolina. Y'all know that.
Right.
But I still cared about what was going on in Texas because
as you should.
They needed help.
Well, those are still people.
But no. However, those people in Texas, that's their problem. If there's something going on in your area or Dot2 or Speak or Conservative or Renaissance, should it matter?
Well, let me touch on that. Don't you find it funny that when it's something that's going wrong, it's their problem and it has nothing to do with you, but when it's somebody that's doing good in a different area, all of a sudden it's your problem and it's affecting you?
It's like that. It's like that at times, and honestly,
that's why I say if people spent less fucking time worrying about what some other motherfucker was doing to make their life better and spent that energy working on themselves and their life and making themselves better, we wouldn't have all these issues.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Conservative. Here we are. I know you. You're one of them.
You know where this is about to go.
David, you know what? Honestly, David keeps me on my toes. I would not know what to do if I didn't have my conservative buddies. I swear, they always take my feet and throw it into the lava. They always do. All right, if I needed to hold people accountable, I know to go grab them and put on our sleeve band and march down the streets and beat people into accountability. Shout out to the conservatives. Now, conservative, are you there?
Even if they don't take accountability for their own shit.
Let the conservative party. They have their own talk. So blame the immigrants, the LGBTQ, and the political opposition for your failure. It's pretty weak. That is the topic. You have free reins to talk about what you feel you want to talk about. Go ahead.
I believe the topic itself is a little bit of a canard. One, on an individual level, you have no grounds to blame all these high ideas like immigration and all that. I mean, maybe if like an immigrant actually did take your job in some kind of scenario, maybe you could be one of the few handful of guys who can claim, you know, ownership of that criticism. But generally speaking, that's not the problem that people are trying to highlight. Like when you talk about you pick basically like two issues that are essentially, you know, the pet projects of people on the right. And so when you're talking about, you know, the right and conservative politics and people who are trying to push the conservative agenda, the issues with the LGBT or immigration have nothing to do with an individual's personal success level. It's not like that. First of all, on a country level, right? Let me ask you a question. BMT, how many strangers can you invite into your home before it's no longer your home?
I would not know. How many?
Let's find out. I'll be there tomorrow.
How would I know when you're here?
I will be there. What the fuck does that mean? I will be there. You'll know because you'll know me by my presence. But the idea.
But how would I?
Like,
how would I know if I had the door locked? How would I know?
Well, I'll sneak in. I'll dig a tunnel, whatever. Like we'll play the immigration game. Border fence don't mean nothing. I'll still get here.
Let me ask you this, David.
Oh,
don't you think that you're ignoring the history of this country when you try to make that comparison?
I'm not worried about history. I'm worried about my own selfish interests. You go fix history.
Okay.
Lord have mercy. Goddamn, David.
Like seriously,
David.
Fixing history does not correct any of my problems. No,
I'm not talking about fixing history. I'm talking about observance of history. So you don't care about tradition at all.
Yes, the tradition says I want America to be American. And as far as we're concerned, black folk are American. So we should be in the self-preservation category too here.
No, I'm saying that when you look at America, it has had a tradition of immigration. When you made the argument to BMT of how many people can come into my house without it not become my house anymore, I'm saying you're ignoring how the country was created in that picture.
Not at all. Not at all. And you talk about immigration as if Europe had a fucking porous border that they could just walk to. It's one thing to support immigration in theory. It's another thing to say we're not even going to police the border at all. Whoever gets here, however you get here, welcome aboard. That's the Democrat position.
Who said that? But I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go.
Why not build the wall?
I'm not going down the rabbit hole. I'll let you continue because I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. You asked the
question, bro. Walls don't work. Is the wall racist now? Is brick and mortar racist?
I'm not going there. Continue on your discussion about what was the second topic? The LGBT.
Okay. So walls are racist. All right, got you. Now,
Now what about LGBT? Go ahead.
Well, with the LGBT, it's a more of a social problem. All right, let's be selfish and just look at the black community. With our population numbers and our shrinking share of the political landscape, we really don't have the time or the effort. We don't have the time and the space to be fucking around with stuff that doesn't produce more productive black families. And like it or not, the facts are the LGBT community, by definition, don't produce children. Heterosexual sex produces children. Homosexual acts do not. So as a community, us producing more black people who are actually like capable and productive adults, male or female, should be priority. One, we just as a community, we don't have the luxury to be fucking around with that kind of shit. Now, on a political level, as far as politics goes, the Christian conservative, political movement is not. Sorry, I had a phone call. As far as politics goes, the Christian conservative political movement is not encroaching on gay culture. Like LGBT culture is forcing itself on everyone else. Like no one forced you to be a Christian in school, but they want to force right now the assistant health secretary for Joe Biden, right? The trans person that Joe Biden just hired is championing a bill where if you don't agree with your child wanting to transition, then they'll take your kid and let them transition. So we've gone beyond the pale.
David, that sounds pretty extreme right there, David. That sounds pretty extreme.
Don't blame me for reading the news, bro. Don't blame me for knowing what's happening in
He's
real
not
time.
lying, BMT. I've read the same article.
Right. So don't act like the conservatives are bullying the gays. The gays are trying to put their gay vision on everyone else. And frankly, children don't have a gay vision as far as I'm concerned. Children don't have a gay vision. Let them be adults and then do that.
Trailer, y'all gonna have to send me that one. If y'all send it to me, I will cover it. I will cover.
But this is the thing, BMT. The people who are complaining, as you like to say, are the people who know what the problems are.
Okay, okay. So let me ask this.
Wait, when you say people know what do you mean? People who are complaining know what the problems are?
Okay, what's ethnomath? You know what ethnomathematics are?
Yes, we've had this discussion on.
Okay, so are black kids smart enough to do the white man's math?
Yes.
It's math.
Okay.
It's math. I didn't know math had a race, David.
BMT, you don't know what you're fucking with. That's why you listen to the people who are complaining for once. Because according to the new wave of education, right? Black kids can't do white man's math. They're literally going to teach them the math of counting sticks and berries to do long division.
You're gonna need to send some documentation on this.
Stop. Hold on. Renaissance.
That's by email.
I was on the
Renaissance
panel.
Man, y'all have to email the shit out of me.
No, DMC. This is the bullshit. Because I was on the panel. Emails. It wasn't Renaissance's panel, so you weren't in control. I can't put blame on your shoulders, but you were there. And I was on Art Nussdale's panel, and I sent links to articles. I sent you the news clip. When you didn't want to watch more than 18 seconds of it because it was from Fox News, but I proved what I'm talking about.
I wasn't there for that. No, I wasn't there.
He was saying I was. He was saying I was.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you, BMT. Renaissance, you were there, and I try to present my case to the smart guys who know what they're talking about, and everyone laughed and said I'm crazy. So I'll just continue to be crazy.
I think, David, the other thing that you did is that Art was talking about an Afrocentric centered education, and you made a mockery of
mathematics, my nigga. Yes, Afrocentric. No mathematics.
No,
count your nuts and berries. Go back to the jungle and count your nuts and berries. Meanwhile, the white man's putting spaceships on Mars, but you niggas get nuts and berry math.
No, Art was trying to tell you about an African-centered education, and you went there with it.
Yes, nuts and
tried
berries,
to equate
bro.
the two.
Bro, nuts and berries.
Okay. So
count them.
David. So you're saying. And so what you're and Trell are saying is that the LGBTQ is forcing children to transition, or they'll take them away.
I am telling you that is a part of the legislation being proposed by the new administration.
Basically, you're saying with both the arguments is that they are, well, I guess with the LGBT is that they're not just having their rights, they're trying to impose other things on others.
It was never about equality. It was about dominance. They have a particular world order for how they want the country to be, and that's what they're trying to achieve. We will all find out what the ultimate goal is. Don't listen to me. I'm crazy.
Now, hang on. Now, hold on. Now.
Well, look, BMT, I was watching a Senate hearing the other day where I forget what senator it was that was questioning the new human health and services administrator, which is the trans woman or whatever she is, and he asked the person specifically, if they could guarantee that these hormone blockers that they're wanting to put on young kids before they hit puberty was not going to affect them in any way negative, and he asked this person twice and they refused to even answer the question on it.
So they're trying to give kids hormone blockers?
Yes.
Wow.
Actually, the drugs aren't even designed. This is what Rand Paul had to nail that person to the cross
that's
about,
who it was.
And they wouldn't answer. They're telling you to take these drugs, but they're using them for off-label usage. So basically, if you have a drug that, I don't know, it's supposed to stop your colon from growing, but it also makes you grow breasts, they're going to give you the drug so you can grow the breasts. That's what they're trying to give to teenagers right now. Off-label usage of prescription drugs so it can help them transition into another gender.
Okay. All right. And finally, okay, so we're hearing all of these stuff about you're saying one, immigrants are coming over. And literally that's something of a big deal. Which I had to ask the question because a lot of big like Texas has a lot of immigrants that literally, that work for big billionaire corporations and companies, and it's amazing me. Like we just did a story a while back where literally a few people, senators or politicians, they had immigrants working on their goddamn estate. Now I don't know how the hell did they miss Roberta wasn't an American, but somehow, they weren't American people, and yet they were somehow employed on these properties or on these places.
That's nothing new. What's his name? This was back in like 2012. Rick Perry called out Mitt Romney for that, for having illegals working at his house or estate. So that's nothing new.
Now, so okay. And the next thing about it is, you're saying that you're bringing up about. Well, no, I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure out like it. With a lot of these politicians,
you trying to figure out what's bad about illegal immigration. Remember, let's do ourselves a favor. No one is speaking against immigration. The phrase and the problem is illegal immigration. It's a disservice to the argument to only say immigration. No one's only mad at
wait, David. You were kind of insinuating with your argument how many people can come in my house before it's not my house. That's not an argument someone's making when they're just talking about illegal immigration.
Again, America's always had immigrants.
Yeah, but I'm saying the way you framed that argument, you framed it as an anti-immigrant argument.
Okay. Let me put it to you. Let me make it more personal. Let me make it more personal for you. How many Latinos can you move into the black community before it is no longer the black community?
Well, it depends on where those Latinos
is that personal enough?
Well, it depends on where those Latinos are from.
Please make an effort.
No, I'm literally
to answer the question.
Are there not Afro Latinas or Afro Latinos? That's you
asked. It's still a black neighborhood, though. So, do you consider the Afro Latinos of South America black like Americans? They're going to eat the same collard greens and the same pork and beans as us.
It may be a different
right. So
culture,
you will lose your culture.
It may
all
be
that you know as dear will be lost.
David, you live in New York City. You are Africans and people from the Caribbean and ADOS Americans, if you would like to call them. Are they just completely separate? When a bunch of people from the Caribbean move into a black community, they say it's no longer a black community anymore?
I'm just saying that
what is black then, if that's what you're saying? Because you're inviting a completely different culture into our world, and now you're trying to say we're still the same people. How can we be black? Like, all right, fine. Let's play that game. Do you want to be replaced by all black immigrants from Jamaica? What happened to your Southern culture? What happened to your fried chicken and collard greens?
I'm not being replaced by a bunch of immigrants from Jamaica. I think you're using hyperbole here. My point is, you were making an anti-immigrant argument, and then you tried to turn it into I'm just saying.
Let me pass it over. Hang on, David. So, Renaissance, as we see, and thank you, David, that David is saying, and Trailer are saying that, hey, some of these things are being pressured on our people. These are not weak concerns. These are concerns that we need to be aware of. What's your thoughts on that? Like David, I thank you for that. He's saying that these things are happening, and then I'm going to take it over to Jay. So we're going to just round robin it one last time. Go ahead, Renaissance. And then I'm going to pass it over to Jay.
No, I'm going to have to read up on more of what they're speaking on, because I've never heard any of this from that standpoint. If that is happening, I mean, it's not something that I would want for my family personally, but if there are mechanisms in place, it sounds like, to prevent people from doing this type of stuff against my consent, then like I said, it's once again, can you take away someone's rights?
Okay, so now we have it where now we have Jay. You heard some stuff being said. You have your opinion. Go ahead, Jay.
I'm exhausted. I'm not. Next.
Thank you, Jay. All right, brother, speak.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
can't
heard all that.
deal with the rabbit hole.
Okay. Okay. Brother, speak.
Okay. Well, the thing I would say is, if that's being, like I said, I don't know that either. But who's voting for that? That's my question. Because last time I checked, there's Republicans and Democrats both in the office allowing that stuff to go down. They can't just hey, here's a bill, pass it, and they're like, okay, no, these it, both sides are agreeing to this, and both sides are getting paid by the LGBTQ. So it's like, if it's being allowed, you still got Democrats and Republicans who are straight, by the way, so they say, allowing that stuff to happen. So do we blame the LGBTQ or do we blame the senators, the congressmen, the city council, or whoever it is who could block that stuff, but they choose not to? I mean, we had a situation in Houston where they was trying to do the where a person can say that they're a female and go in the women's bathroom. They stopped that code. All the religious community came together to stop that stuff. Because nobody wanted it, and the city council had to listen to them. But if nobody's trying to fight it, nobody's trying to learn about it, then they're gonna put their stuff in. But guess what? You still got senators, congressmen, city council people who on both sides are just letting this shit go on, and nobody's holding these people accountable. They just let them stay up there. So that's my only counter to that.
So one other thing about it, we have Trailhood, and then after that, I will give you my final word. Like I said, I wanted to hear all the talking points from different sides, what they thought about this. Go ahead, Trailhood.
Well, since we started touching on the political aspect of this, I'm just going to look at this aspect too. So, where do we have a difference between Republican and Democrats anymore these days? Because it seems to me that they all the same. They all pushing the same fucking agenda. None of them really listen to their constituents to begin with. They make a bunch of broken promises just to get elected so they can keep lining their fucking pockets, and we, like a bunch of moronic sheep, keep listening and buying into it.
No, I guess I got nothing for that.
I didn't think you would. I don't think there's a whole lot of people that will have a whole lot for that, but that's the truth.
No, like I said, I am just here to ask the questions. Go ahead, David, and then I can give my final words. I can give out the final words.
Yeah, I think people need to pay more attention to what's actually going on with the stuff that's happening at the school level, the college level. Like, this stuff didn't come out of nowhere. All these crazy ideas that I'm bringing up now, they didn't just start talking about this stuff yesterday when Joe Biden got in office. Like, they've been planning this, and they've been slowly indoctrinating the children to be more and more accepting of all of this stuff, so that when somebody does speak up, they get called crazy. They say, "Oh, look at them. They're just complaining. They're mad because, oh, you want to say you're a loser in life because of immigration and LGBT issues." It's like, no. There's an actual concerted effort to replace what we consider American culture. And you don't have to like every single aspect of American history to like American culture on the whole. And so that's kind of where I come from at it. Like, America is not an evil place. And all things considered, you'd probably be better off in America right now than you were in most other countries. So I like this thing to continue a little bit longer without people, weirding up everybody with all this rainbow shit and all this racial mirages and shit like that.
Well, you guys, like I said, I definitely would like to have a conversation. If y'all can find that piece to show me, I would greatly like to see it. If y'all can show it to me, I would greatly like to see it. I will grab people of the other opposite polar discussion so that way they can have their say in that. The majority of people, like I said, about when it comes to having children, we do know that you don't need to have to how the best way to say it. You don't have to have to be heterosexual anymore to have kids. You just have to find a donor. I think literally there's gonna be two men that are of different no, three men, excuse me. They're gonna be the first people
A
in history.
throuple, yes, a gay throuple.
Yeah, they're gonna be the first ones to ever have and they already have a child. So and from what I can tell, they got money. They got money and they have the stuff that they want. Is it wrong to tell that group no? If they're literally taking a child, they're raising
Why is
that
it
child.
right? You explain to me why it's right.
Well, I mean, the child has parents. I mean, the child.
Okay.
Okay. So what?
People get taken from parents for all kinds of reasons, bro. Like, why is that in and of itself right?
David, we would have to have a whole discussion on that. Because I'm trying to figure out where you would have to tell me where's it wrong. You would have to show me where it's wrong. I would like to, if I showed the throuple couple, I'd like to know where you're going to show me that is wrong.
Well, for one, I'd like to know what kind of world are they preparing their children for? I mean, so are thruples supposed to be the norm now, or like this is what I'm saying? Like the implications are mind-boggling.
Wait, but David.
But y'all don't have issues with polygamy.
What do you mean, y'all? Don't y'all mean?
Now, David, I thought you would be happy for the couple, the thruples. It's literally 3 daddies, no woman. 3 daddies.
Why would that make me happy?
Because there's 3 daddies that are going to be raising a son.
All right, for one, that's that weird, MGTOW must be gay kind of thing. No,
nobody said MGTOW
just because
gay.
I have issues. No, just because I have issues with how women operate doesn't mean I don't want them around. I just want them to behave in a more productive, in a more cooperative manner.
But hold on. Now,
so and for the record, replacing the woman with a man doesn't solve the problem, in my opinion. Nor does it solve it with 2 men. No, yes, two men cannot take the place of one proper functioning woman. Yes, I believe in the power of women that much that 2 men can't take her job.
Okay, David. I'm just saying. Yes. Okay. You were saying that at a certain age, the father should get the kids. You and I had this conversation. Now all of a sudden,
I'm trying to get you to say why this is right.
Okay.
You're dumping back to everything I previously said some kind of way.
Saying, listen,
why is it right that 3 gay men should be raising a son?
Okay, why is it wrong? You haven't told me why is it wrong.
Right. Listen. We could, because you already know the automatic answers of why it's wrong. But I want to know why it's right. I don't know. Is it?
No,
I don't know. You tell me all the wonderful benefits of having 3 dads.
You have a dad, you have money, and also you have access to resources and masculinity.
And question, because you mentioned this money thing a lot.
I only said money one time.
So, no. As far as the gay people have money, you work for them because they have money, that sort of shit. And what I'm asking, the question is that how much is your soul worth?
Oh God, are we banging on that one now? So
I mean, because I got a big bag of gold, and I'm just saying, I would love to buy a nigga's soul. I've bought a lot of things in my life, but I've never owned a soul before.
Now, okay, so David,
they already bought them. Look at the music industry. How many souls are there, Bart? So we would go that route. I mean, shoot, look at the music.
So hold on. So Dave,
I don't disagree.
So David, let me get it straight. A child in a foster care system, is it better for them to stay in foster care, or if a gay couple comes up and says we'll adopt you and give you a better way of life, which one would be more beneficial?
Frankly, I don't think either are good options. Both are equally bad for different reasons.
Now, hold on. Now the child is already here, David.
I refuse to choose between the two. If he's already in the system, I wouldn't take him out of the system. I wouldn't take him out of the frying pan and into a proverbial fire. And you know what? You can call me anti-gay all you like, because I don't know how it's good.
Like this, David?
I don't know how it's good, bro.
God damn it.
Okay, put it this way. If it were good for 2 men to just raise the baby, well, no, if it were good for 3 men to raise the baby, it might require 3 men to make the baby.
Well, technically, they have a friend that literally surrogate and gave the egg.
Yeah, well, that would only be 1 guy, 1 woman. So it would take 3 men by my estimation. If 3 men were such a natural, normal thing, it would take 3 men to make the baby. You'd need 3 skeets in that pan.
Okay, so
seem like 2 of these niggas is just fronting.
Okay,
they're just there.
I'm just saying, 2 of y'all niggas is confused about your role in this situation. One of them is the real daddy, because at the end of the day, when it all breaks apart, you know the real daddy's gonna be like, y'all niggas ain't, this is my baby. Y'all ain't the daddy. He gonna turn into a straight single mom.
Now, I don't get it, David. I thought you would be happy.
Listen, I'm not unhappy. I'm confused. I'm not unhappy. I'm just confused. That's all. I'm so confused. I don't know how any of this works, bro.
Well, if they're all 3 of them are like decent people, only for the fact that they're in that lifestyle, and they're still trying to teach the boy. I guess it's a boy. If I'm correct, right? It's a boy. Okay, so they're teaching the boy how to be a man, do like big stuff, build stuff, all skills and techniques, and they still.
Why do you assume that because they're gay? Oh, so because they're gay, they're just excellent at construction? That is so homophobic. Don't assume things because they're gay. You don't know what skills they have.
David, come on, David. Really, David?
What if they're 3? What if they're 3 gay ballerinas? They will teach them the art of ballerina. You don't know what their skill sets are like.
Well,
okay.
ladies and gentlemen, I thank you guys for joining me. I can't let David get my blood pressure up. But if David brings me that art, if David,
you haven't mentioned one good thing about it.
No, I did mention the good things. You didn't want to hear the good things.
3 men with money. There's a bunch of niggas with money.
And I also said
let's give drug dealers babies.
And I said they could.
Let's give the drug dealers babies. They got money.
Do have kids. Drug dealers do have kids.
Well,
so literally,
but you can't have a kid as a drug dealer. You have to pretend to be something else.
Let me finish this, David. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you guys for allowing me to finish this up. I will sit down with David or sit down with Dale and Trailer. If y'all give me the article, I promise you, I will do the topic. I'm going to email y'all, and I will do the topic, and y'all can bring out y'all contention of a point. The topic will be, are children better off in an LGBTQ home or in foster care? I will bang that drum. Y'all are welcome to answer the call. Bring your articles that you do have. I will go off to read them. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank y'all guys for the talking points, pretty much just having a good time, and pretty much just, just being able to build. I'm your host, BMT, Lord knows, Hoodservative, Trailer, Brother Speak, and I are about to log off. See you guys later. Peace. Y'all have an immaculate good day.
Bye.